What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Grind School's Trade of the Day. We're going to try to start doing these trades of the day more consistently because I want you guys to get a comprehensive understanding of how we like to trade and how we can be profitable and how we can kind of predict what's going to happen the next day. We kind of like to keep our trades limited to a day or two depending on what's going on in the market. We kind of don't like to trade past that simply because you can never foresee what's going to happen with the company, the economy, and things like that. So we like to make short, intermittent trades, either a day or two, sometimes three if everything's going well. This trade from Wells Fargo is actually a good trade for the last 3 days. We actually caught Wells Fargo. This is a 6-month chart, by the way. We actually caught Wells Fargo right as it started to pass this flat base right here. So once it passed the prior day's high of 48.84, we decided to hop in because it started to break outside of this range. Also, there was not a whole lot going on this day in the economy, so it felt like a safe trade. And actually, banks were up 1% this day, which was August the 29th on Monday. So we decided to take the trade. We knew that there was another resistance level right here at 49.15. So we took it a little bit early, which it actually ended up passing this resistance level where these two prior bars about 2.5 weeks ago and about a month ago, a little bit more than a month ago, had made a resistance level riding off of this Bollinger Band, this upper Bollinger Band. So it touched this Bollinger Band and moved back inside for the next 3 weeks, touched the Bollinger Band again, moved back inside, and then it consolidated. So we knew that this trade was primed for a blow up because it was consolidating for a while. It wasn't passing under the 20-day moving average, and it was primed and ready to go. So we took it early, and as it moved up, we actually took profits off the table as it kind of approached the next resistance area. So we took profits off the table. It actually touched this resistance area right here. This next resistance area just below the 200-day moving average, which the next resistance area would have been 49.74. So it went up and it touched 49.74, I believe 49.75. So it went a little bit past the next resistance area, and then it pulled back for the day. So we actually did take profits off of the table during this day, so it was a day trade. But then we decided to hop back in simply because it was on heavy volume, it was strong. The MACD was showing signs of positivity, and it pushed past this Bollinger Band. It was approaching the 200-day moving average, and we felt that it was going to push past the prior resistance or the next resistance level. So we actually took the trade. It actually paid off for us, and it blew up well past the 200-day moving average and its previous resistance area. So we actually profited very nicely and twice off of this Wells Fargo trade. Simply because we were patient, we waited it out, we waited to see what was going to happen with this flat base in this consolidation area, and it actually paid off. We actually made out really, really nicely on this trade. And then the next day, obviously, it struggled a little bit. It opened up, and then instantly the stock market, or this particular stock, kind of went down and pushed well into the prior day's price range, and then it pulled back and it actually finished up a little bit. So we think that this stock is probably running out of steam as it continues to try to touch prior resistance levels. The next resistance level, I guess, is at 51.41, which is about a 4-month high back in May. Or actually April, I'm sorry, excuse me. So a prior high back in April. I don't think that it's going to pass this resistance level. If it does, it probably is not going to continue to keep going straight up, simply because September is actually tomorrow, and September is historically the worst day or worst month for stocks the Federal Reserve is talking about raising interest rates, and the markets are not necessarily on edge right now. However, nobody knows what's going to happen, so people are kind of staying on the sidelines. But we made off really nicely on this Wells Fargo trade. We actually profited twice off of this trade, which is very good for us. And like I said, we want to try to do these things as frequently as we can. We don't trade every single day because as a trader, you know that there's not always that trade, and you can actually overtrade and actually start losing money that way. So whenever we make a trade, good or bad, we're going to try to continue these trades of the day. It'll be on our website, free information. We're going to try to make these as informative as possible so that you guys can understand how we like to trade so that we can continue to profit. Thank you guys for watching. Always remember, work hard so you can live free. Grind School out.